Hello, everyone. I'm Melissa Wilson with Fox 26 Morning News usually, but right now you're meeting me at lunchtime because this is an awesome time that I get to introduce you to the most positive people in our community who are doing either amazing things, maybe they've suffered a medical crisis and they've gotten through it with their faith. Well, I can't wait to show you and tell you all about an opportunity right here in our own backyard for Houston's youth, and this could make a big difference. And so, without further ado, let's bring in Dr. Dijon Hawthorne. Welcome to Lunch for the Soul.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy you're here because you have a lot to tell us about. And let's make this a household name because I want everybody to know about LEAD. What does it stand for?
Lead, letting everyone achieve dreams.
Is there anything better in life than that? I just picture taking a moment to stop whatever you're doing, make sure you're living your dream. If you're not, there's a possibility that we can meet up with you and you can really make a difference, especially in young lives. So
Yes.
tell me the age groups of students you're working with.
We're starting with sixth graders. We really want to capture students at a young age, early
Mhm.
adolescence, before society, the world, their neighborhood tells them a whole different story. We want to give them the seed, allow them to be exposed to a lot of new opportunities so that they can dream bigger than their environment.
Oh, that is huge because we don't want to wait until high school where, like you said, they may have already gotten their preconceived ideas of what their future looks like. But I believe so many times when we can just envelop and hug on these children and our with our words, with the opportunities they get, it can make a world of difference because they're our future. We want the best for them, even if they're not our own kids, right?
That's right. That's right. They're all our children.
So tell me what you're doing because I show here that you're helping them with problem solving. Maybe they don't have the parent in their life. Maybe their parents are too busy to teach them compassion, empathy, how to set those goals early in life. How do you go about doing that with LEAD?
Vision, empathy, and tenacity are the three pillars of our program. We're a year round program. We go into schools and we're very intentional about where we go. We're serving students from over 30 different zip codes. We go into the classroom and we're teaching social emotional lessons. Social emotional learning deals with respect, communication, how to deal with others, how to have with others, how to deal with your anger. All
Mhm.
these things happen to us in life, but we need to know how to deal with them effectively and properly in order to thrive.
Yeah,
Of
and
course, we all overcome obstacles, but there's things that we need to know.
yeah, it is so true. And just having those tools in your little toolkit can truly make a big difference. Let's talk about what else you're doing because you've learned that this not only helps an individual maybe be able to set goals in life, but it's changing everything about how well they're doing in school, right? And then learning that showing up at school is half the battle, and that makes a really big difference in their lives.
So very true. One thing I love about LEAD is that we're evidence based. We have great partners. The University of Houston has been working with us for 7 years. We have data. We continue to gather data. There are graduate students who come into the classroom, observe our work, watch the engagement of students. They come with us on Saturdays as we go explore the community. And of course, they love spending time with us in the summer when we go to Camp Lead in our summit experience.
Oh,
So these graduate students are doing amazing work and really helping us. First of all, they're a great example for our middle schoolers and our high school
mhm.
students to see someone not too far removed from their age. And additionally, in addition to working with the University of Houston, we work with the University of Houston Clear Lake. We also work with Texas A&M, and we're continuing to expand our network. So we're so grateful for this opportunity.
Well, and you have some neat photos that you all shared with me to show how meaningful you mentioned that camp is to these kids. I mean, this is something that they probably never would have gotten to experience. And it looks like we've got some serious team building here. So not only fun, but really probably learning life lessons, right?
So very true. I've learned that so many of our students really don't travel outside of a 10-mile radius of their home. So many are stuck in a pattern, homeschool, and maybe the few places they're accustomed to going. But exposure is a really big part of what we do. And so it's our partners and community members who help expose our students, whether it's going to financial literacy courses, whether it's going to have career days to learn all the different jobs that exist in our community. Meeting with entrepreneurs is something that's very popular as well. Going to museums. We really want our students to know, wow, there is a great, big, diverse community, city, and world out there that we love to explore. And I can see myself here. I can envision myself here.
Wow.
And that really makes a difference.
Just hearing the smile in your voice makes me want to get as many kids involved in this. And I take a look at the smile, look at the
Oh, yeah.
joy. I mean, it just is so empowering. Now, is this in Jackson Hole or is this in some
Yes,
other?
that one's
Yeah.
in Jackson Hole. So if
Wow.
our students stay with us for sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, then they fly, many for the very first time, to Jackson, Wyoming for the summit experience. And oh my goodness, the lessons that are learned there, cooking for each other, camping with each other, seeing mountains, having snowball fights in June,
Mm.
just things they've never experienced before. It's just truly remarkable and breathtaking.
Well, you look at this and I mean, you picture them out on this backpacking trip. I mean, that would be a very expensive trip that a lot of kids' parents could never afford, but they get this chance, an opportunity and photos of a lifetime. Right now, what
Yes.
do they do to qualify again?
They have to be consistent and faithful members of our program. So
Hmm.
they're not paying anything to be a part of this. It's their
Hmm.
attendance, it's their participation, it's the leadership that they're building that gives them the opportunity to join us.
Now, when we see them in an atmosphere like this, explain what's happening here.
Yes. So I believe here we're at a museum, and
Okay.
oftentimes museums have videos, questions, other things going on. And
Hmm.
so I'm delighted that our students have questions. They're asking more. Tell me
Yeah.
more.
Look how
Um,
engaged they all are. They're all paying attention. Nobody's looking down at a cell phone. Like they are engaged. They're paying attention. And what
yeah.
about here?
Here we are at the African American Museum and we are learning our history. We are just took a wonderful day just to explore some of the museums in town. And actually, I think that was shortly after Martin Luther King Day when we were doing
Mm-hmm.
some Black history as well.
And I mean, what a great thing to be able to learn that they'll be able to take into their adulthood and who knows, maybe back into their history class and say, "Hey, I already know about that," right? So that's really good. I'm
Yes.
seeing a lot of happy faces here too.
We are promoting lifelong learning, and we really want students to become engaged and successful community members. Empathy and service are a big part of our work as well. So,
Mhm.
those Saturdays, while we're exposing them to new places and showing them new ideas, we also are going to make sure that they're serving the community, whether it's helping with other nonprofits and feeding others. We ask them what's important to them. Recently, we went to the Botanic Garden and planted some plants there because that's a beautiful space, and we learned the importance of that as well. So there's so many ways to give and support others. So I want to make sure our students have a culture of giving, a culture of serving. That's a really important part of who we are.
It looks like another reward if they're involved is really special events, like maybe even going to professional games where, again, something that they might not have gotten to do, but they're being rewarded for trying to make a difference in their own lives.
Yes, so very true. Partnerships and connections are so absolutely amazing. Houston continues to be very generous to us. The
Mhm.
friends that we make, the volunteers that we meet, they all have something to add and to share. So recently, we went to see the University of Houston play a basketball game. Those guys are so
Oh,
awesome. And not only did we have fun at the game, students began to envision themselves. Oh,
yeah.
this is what college could be like. They have
Mhm.
this fun. Yes, I need to study as well, but just being on campus, taking tours, is so very important. Once again, exposure, being there, knowing that I belong there is such a powerful, powerful tool.
And I understand that it's teaching them to be more well-rounded, where you're not just saying you have to do really good in school and this is all that matters, what you're learning in school. It's learning how to treat each other as well. So there are life lessons as far as that are concerned as well.
Definitely. Relationships matter. They really do. And I believe that we all have mentors in our life. And
Mhm.
so there's so many different adults and people and mentors in the students' lives, and we're giving them opportunities to build relationships with other adults, to
Mhm.
learn how to treat their peers, their siblings, their parents, and everyone in their life better. Oftentimes, when we meet on Saturday, we mark a few Saturdays to have family days,
Mhm.
especially over the holidays. Families, this is what you can do during your time together. Here's some games you can play together. Here's some activities you can do together. I really believe that students are often told what to do In the morning, your parents are telling you what to do. At school, your teachers are telling you what to do. But we love listening to our students. And our youth program and youth development models really encourage listening. They also encourage that we do small group activities frequently. And that's a very important part of our work. And I just really think that we've seen so many remarkable stories and just experienced so many beautiful things. LEAD is celebrating 20 years now of inspiring youth. And we're really excited and proud to just see how far our students have come and how these young men and young women have grown into such remarkable people.
I just feel your passion in this so much. You're the perfect person to do this. It's so nice to see and to feel this. This is such a just a giving thing. Did your faith, do you feel like, lead you to this position where you're making such a difference? How do you feel like this happened in your own life to be such a mentor for these younger kids?
Thank you for asking. My faith definitely has a huge part in this, and just the story of who I am and where I came from really adds to this as well. I'm a native Houstonian, and I grew up in Hiram Clark. I also went to the Kincaid School, and I also attended St. Anne's Catholic Church. And so just the combination of those three very distinct places added to the person that I am today. Additionally, I have family that lives in the country. I have family from all over. And I really love that I can walk into any room and be confident and comfortable. And I think that's such a skill, especially with this global economy and this global world that we are a part of. And so I realized through my profession and my education that there's a lot of inequality in this world. And I really wanted to make sure that we gave more access and opportunity to the underserved. So I know, because I've worked in private schools, public schools, and charter schools, that not everyone was getting the same opportunities. And so here I am asking, what can I do to share some of my experiences? Who do I know? Who can we reach out to collectively to give some wonderful experiences to others?
It is incredible that you're able to help a lot of people. We're talking 30 zip codes in our area. And if someone's watching right now and say, hey, my kid, my grandkid, my friend's child, whoever needs to get involved with this, how do they find out what those zip codes are?
Fantastic. Go to us at houstonlead.org. Once again, houstonlead.org is our website. You can also follow us on social media at LeadHTX. We would love to partner with your school. We would love to see you on Saturdays. And of course, we'd love to get you out of the city and go into some beautiful green landscaped and some lush green areas during the summer for camp. I love to say that while LEAD has a lot of fun and a lot of love happening, we also are improving a child's well-being. And I think that's so very important that our data shows that. I want our students to thrive in the classroom. I want our students to be happy, healthy, and whole. And knowing that their well-being is improved is just really heartwarming to me. I realize that we can't reach every student, but we're really committed to publishing the data that we find so that other youth-serving organizations can benefit from this work as well.
Well, and you had mentioned earlier that we have a lot of kids who just haven't been given a lot of opportunities. And this is all about making sure that a zip code doesn't define a child. They can't help where they're born. They can't help what area of town they're born in. And this puts them more on an equal playing field where everybody gets a chance to succeed, right?
That is right. A zip code should not determine a child's future.
And so by doing all that you're doing, you are truly making a difference. What are some of your favorite memories? Maybe something that you've witnessed or something somebody has said as far as a student's concerned about experiencing LEAD?
During the peak of the pandemic, unsolicited, one of the students said, because of LEAD, I believe in my dreams. And I don't even remember what we taught that day. I don't even remember who the guest speaker was, but just knowing that we got up early that morning on a Saturday and somebody just out of the blue just said this to the whole group. I don't know what you were dreaming or thinking about that day, but I'm so delighted that you know that we believe in you. And that was just heartwarming to me. I also get super excited when our seniors reach back and ask us to write letters of recommendation as they're getting ready for college.
Sure.
You know, many of them we met back in middle school, and many of them have parents, siblings who never went to college. And so it really wasn't a dream or a thought of theirs. But now
Mhm.
we're being called on to share our stories and write more about them. And it's such an honor and a privilege to do that. So that always, always fills my heart with joy, and my tears come out as well because I'm so
Yeah.
proud of them.
Well, and that was part of all of your goal setting for them too, right? That they can go to college. And then for
Yes.
anyone, and I've done it, who's been through the all of the applications for college with your kiddos, you know that those letters are hard to come by to find the perfect one. And then for you all to know them for years, it just doesn't get any better than that, because a lot of times these teachers get so busy at school, they don't have time. But to have you as that resource is incredibly valuable.
We're so very grateful. And once again, we don't do all this alone. We reach out and we're not afraid to ask for help. The University of Texas just connected with us last week, and they're going to help us prepare our students for college, and just other universities in Texas and beyond as well. So we want our students to know what the goals and opportunities are.
Mhm.
We recently had some entrepreneurs in. I don't know what your path is. I want you to find your passion. I want you to know what the opportunities are. And we want to help connect you to those wonderful resources.
And then when you say the universities are getting on board to help you and your mission, how are they doing that? What does that partnership look like? What are they doing to help? Like at like UT, for instance.
Yes. Well, they are so gracious. They're going to help us with interview skills. They're going to help
Oh,
us with essay writing, just different things, not
right.
solely to go to that university, but just to
Mhm.
get the families
In
informed.
general.
How do you complete a FAFSA? And so these are just all wonderful ways that our colleges and universities are being our partners. Now, the
And it
research, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead. It's very important.
The research practice partnership that we have is with the University of Houston, and we also work with the Bonner leaders there, and they are a remarkable group of students who come and volunteer with us. That volunteering can do anything from setting healthy habits, setting intentional habits,
Mhm.
also some exposure. They take us on college tours. We went to visit Texas A&M. Once again, it's the many steps, the many things required to get you from where you are now to where you dream of being.
I'm trying to picture when you start with the younger kiddos, especially like 6th, 7th grade, and
Mhm.
you're talking about their dreams and letting everybody lead and live their dream. Do you see a little surprise in kids' eyes, like, I don't have a dream, I don't know what I want, and then start seeing them morphing into, my goodness, I can truly have a dream and it can come true.
Yes. I think some students have never really thought about their dream. There was an exercise when we asked them just to write down who they wanted to be, what they wanted. And we got back a lot of answers that we frequently hear. I want to have a big house. I want to be a football player. I want to do these things.
Uh-huh.
And those are all wonderful things as well. But eventually, as the exposure comes and as we take them more places, that vision becomes a little bit more refined, right? I want to be an artist. I just entered an art competition for the very first time, right?
Mhm.
Now, do you know of any art classes? There are so
Yeah.
many things that just get more refined as we become intentional with our goals.
Oh, that is so powerful to be able to hear. Okay, you mentioned it earlier, but just in case somebody is hopping on here late and they just now joined us, how do we get more information about LEAD?
Excellent. Please, houstonlead.org. Please go to our website. And of course, follow us at Lead HTX. We'd love to hear from you. We love our partners. We'd love to make more partners and friends. There are so many groups and so many ways to get involved. There's our local running group in town, Nord Running. They host a fun run annually for us to help race to camp and send some students to camp. There are so many unique and wonderful ways you can get involved. Each of you has a gift and a skill, and we'd be delighted to partner with you. I really, really believe that Houston has the most generous people, the most conscientious companies, and together we can let everyone achieve dreams.
Dr. Hawthorne, that's your gift, being able to comfort and make people feel secure and understand that they can do that. So thank you for sharing that with us today here on Lunch for the Soul. And I'm really excited about the future of this organization and all that you're doing for Houston. Thank you for that.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. I hope you'll stay in touch and let us know how we can help you in the future.
Oh, I'd be delighted. I'd be
All right.
delighted.
Thanks again. And thank you for joining us here on Lunch for the Soul. Just want to remind you, if you joined us late or if you want to see any other Lunch for the Souls, maybe you want to be inspired, I hope you'll go to our Fox 26 YouTube. You can also go to our webpage, fox26houston.com. That's where you can find all of my Lunch for the Soul episodes. And if you want to reach out, I would love to hear from you as well. You can reach out to me at fox26houston.com. If you go to that website, just look under About Us and then search for my name, Melissa Wilson, probably the easiest way to find me. Meanwhile, I hope to see you back here next Wednesday at 12:30. Have a beautiful day.